Hello, we are Group 7, and in this video we'll be discussing the readings for Week 2. The first reading was Personal Tracking as Lived Informatics.
Over the years, there has been a rapid increase in numbers on new mobile apps and devices for health information. Tracking is not new. People have been tracking since Roman times, where trackers were used as a way to measure the mobility of soldiers. Technology was a cause of shift in behavior. People used technology because they wanted a change. Personal informatics is a class of tools that help people collect personally relevant information for the purpose of self-reflection and self-monitoring. These tools help people gain self-knowledge about one's behavior, habits, and thoughts. It goes by other names such as living by numbers, personal analytics, quantified self, and self-tracking. With preparation, people figure out what type of info to record and how. The collection stage is a stage where people gather data, and an integration stage, people first prepare the data, then they combine it, and then transform it. And with reflection, that is the process where you explore and interact with information. And then lastly, we have the action stage, which people figure out their newfound selves.
Along with the 5 stages of personal informatics, there are also 5 styles of personal tracking that people were found to partake in. The first was directive tracking, which encompassed the people that had a clear goal or purpose to change or act after having compiled that data. The second type, documentary tracking, differed from the first in that the goal was to record and observe activities rather than use them to implement any sort of change. Diagnostic tracking, the third type, was tracking to determine a link between two ideas. The fourth tracking, collecting rewards, was based on a system of point scoring to register achievements, and the fifth and final, fetishized tracking, was just about collecting data for data's sake, with no goal in mind. What these types of tracking show us is that people may use tracking to gather and find meaning in vast amounts of data in their lives, but it didn't necessarily mean that they were interested in doing any rational data collection. This idea of lived informatics, and knowing that it's unrealistic to assume people wanted actual rational data collection, would help us better understand how to design systems that tailor to people's interests.
The movie Health News discuss how self-tracking biometrics influence patients, medicine, and society. Peter Drucker once said, "If you can't measure it, you can't improve it." And this correlates to knowing instead of guessing. You need to quantify the health determinants, track them, and if necessary, make appropriate changes in lifestyle. Technology such as smartwatches and other devices had made an impact on health. For example, monitoring health condition, mood, or air quality can now be done anytime, anywhere, and by anybody. A person can have an insight into their own behavior, physical or mental condition, sports performance, and environmental factors. In fact, this meant that medicine started to move away from the hospital to the home. Several products known today reveal the efficiency of self-monitoring. Apple, for instance, presented a breakthrough innovation with its Watch Series 4 with ECG. This smartwatch has the ability to detect irregular health rhythms, allowing a person to understand and take actions to their own health without needing to wait for a doctor's appointment. A man named Aaron Anderson, who survived cancer surgery at the age of 8, stated if his doctors were able to monitor the data collected from self-monitoring on these devices, they can send him alerts when the results were abnormal and call him in for further examination. With this improvement of doctor-to-patient communication, the health industry can potentially save a lot of time and money.
Data around. It is now possible to track anything from high blood pressure to stress levels. The advantage of having the data at hand allows for early detection of illnesses and even prevention in some cases. A patient no longer needs to pull out a specific device or take a trip to a hospital for minor issues because most tools are built right into your phone. This not only saves everybody's time and money, but also helps for doctors make accurate diagnostics for the patient's ailment. All of this is achieved by sensors, which are getting smaller and smaller, but at the same time more powerful and much more accurate. Control and improvements at the cost of privacy. Body hacking raises many privacy and ethical concerns, which greatly hurts the data that doctors can use. In some cases, the data recorded just doesn't qualify safety standards, so doctors can't use it to make a safe evaluation. The conversation has now shifted from how do you feel to what are the results. And the border between a patient interpreted as a body and a data repository and a patient perceived as a human being is now getting more and more vague.